All right, let's do the news. Here we go.
Bobby's Big
Stories.
2 cops win $1.2 million in the lottery, but they will not quit their job because they want to set an example for their kids. Boy, they ain't going to take any crap, though, I'll tell you that. If you're really rich and your boss is like a jerk, you're taking about 0% crap. Yep. Yeah, that's called screw you money. I have screw you money, so screw you. I ain't taking it.
How much did they win?
$1.2 million.
Okay.
It's enough to have a bit of screw you money, for sure. They won the lottery, no plans to quit their jobs. They want to teach the importance of having a strong work ethic to their children. They are a couple, and they are married, but they won this. They both have police jobs, though. And so they're going to buy a new house, a new puppy, and a trip to Disneyland.
Oh, that's awesome.
From Yahoo. Lunchbox, $1.2 million. Do you quit this job?
No, it's not enough to live off of, I don't think. After you've told me about taxes.
It would be enough to live off of, yes. Would it be enough for you to comfortably retire? Probably close.
But not the way he wants to live.
Right. The way you talk, I talk about it like I want to thrive. I want to just be flaunt my wealth.
In retirement or winning the lottery?
Well, when I win the lottery.
'Cause I don't think you're doing either, if I'm being honest.
Both. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm going to retire, I want to be able to flaunt it. I want to be able to walk around and not worry about anything.
From NBC News, a seemingly ordinary accessory took on life-saving powers during a shooting in Colorado where a guy got shot, but his necklace, his silver necklace, stopped the bullet. The necklace then became kind of lodged into his body, but they were able to pull it out,
amazing.
and he's fine.
It was like a shield.
He just had a puncture injury instead of the bullet going into him.
That's awesome.
Like, that's some lucky stuff. That's when you go buy that lottery ticket that we just talked about. That is from NBC News. The perp was quickly arrested at the scene and now faces attempted homicide charges. You got to think, if you're the shooter, you're like, how unlucky was that? Of everywhere I shot him right in his necklace. Instagram is testing forcing people to watch advertisements. This is from BBC. YouTube does this to us a bit. It's the most miserable 15 seconds of my life. When I have to sit there and watch some ad.
Wow, miserable.
It's terrible. I'm like, oh! It's like somebody's pulling a tooth or something. Like, I divert my eyes from the screen because I don't want to be forced to watch an ad. Instagram is testing advertisements that users cannot skip past. The social media platform currently allows people to swipe or scroll past, but now it's called ad break. Images shared online show a timer, just like YouTube does, where it's like, you cannot skip past this. Now you can. I really feel like I've let myself down if I don't skip past the ad and it gives me the option. Because sometimes I'll just be there and I'll just let it keep going, and I could have already pushed. And I'm like, I just forced myself to watch 15 more seconds of that.
You ever get the option where it's like, pick your ad? Do you want this one, or that one?
I used to.
And it's
I
like,
haven't
oh, I
seen
spend
that
like
in a while.
That's like pick your poison.
I spent like 10 seconds like, well, which one do I want?
No, that's funny. So sometimes you may need to view an ad before you can keep browsing. Instagram has confirmed that there is a trial underway in certain parts of the world. A study carried out by TikTok suggested forcing viewers to watch advertisements might actually lead to less engagement. Yeah,
Yes.
no crap.
That's the problem
Hey,
for everybody.
here's some other research. People don't love commercials. Like, we have commercials. We don't get to stay on if there aren't commercials and people listen and hopefully they buy stuff. It supports us. But I'm not acting like it's the most fun part of the morning. And I don't want to watch them on YouTube.
But I sometimes like commercials because they work. I'm like, oh, I should try that. Whatever it is.
If they're
and then
targeted, I'm in.
Yeah, because I think, wow, this is so perfect for me, actually. And click, buy.
YouTube, though, it's always like a Roomba or something. And I ain't buying no Roomba. That's not targeted. That's just a company who bought an ad for a person my age.
All my YouTube is BetterHelp.
A man wins $100. You should look at
They know you.
A man wins $110,000 on a lottery prize while he's on vacation. There's a second one. Oh. He's on vacation, didn't want to miss any of the drawings, so he bought a multi-draw ticket while on vacation. He hit $110,000.
Dang.
That's from UPI. What if, like, your wife's on vacation, Lunchbox, and you hit, or if you're away and you hit, do you tell her? Is there any world you live in where you don't tell her if you're not with her that you hit and have some cash?
It depends on how much. Like, if it's
$110,000 and you're away, it's a work trip, you hit a scratch off, you guys do not share accounts.
right, so I would tell her because I'd just be like, look, I got this money. What up?
And she wouldn't be like, well, why don't you buy a new car, or like advise you on things to buy that you're
Now, she would probably be like, all right, so you're going to upgrade your car? Are you going to do this? Are you going to pay off that? Nah, we're good. Take a vacay.
My question is, are you going to upgrade your car or pay it off?
Oh, my car's paid off.
Okay, or sell it?
I mean, I don't know how much I can get for it.
If you were to start at 10 times, how many times will it actually get you to where you're going?
Probably 3.
Oh, that's
Out of
terrible.
10s.
Yeah, I know that. That's a good batting average, Joe. Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that makes
300.
yeah.
All right, that's the news.
Those were Bobby's Big
Stories.
Bailey Zimmerman, Where It Ends, Bobby Bone Show. In a minute of a woman who claims to be the girl who vanished 39 years ago. Those are always wild. She's like, this is me. We'll talk about that in a minute. A lot of concerts are being canceled, like Jennifer Lopez, Bad Bunny, Black Keys. They've canceled a bunch of dates. J-Lo canceled the entire tour. It's basically, they're not selling tickets, and it's not a shot at them directly, but there's so many shows. And after the pandemic, everybody went full force. And there was a show every night somewhere. And so people are like, I can't go to this many concerts. And a little bit, too, it's people playing venues a little bigger than they probably needed to. Maybe they were able to do that 5-7 years ago. But because there's a bit of concert fatigue happening.
I made an assumption that J-Lo is about her personal life.
No, she was already struggling. That was the rumor with ticket sales. And then she came out and was like, I'm going to take some time for myself.
There's issues with her and Ben.
She's with Ben Affleck?
Yes.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah, but it was definitely a ticket sales type
Okay.
thing. That's what I would say, too. I'd be like, I got to go spend more time with my kids. Oh, you don't have kids. Ah, crap. A terrible excuse that I did there. Call us if you want, 877-77-BOBBY. They put out the most laid-back cities in America. At the top of the list in laid-back cities is Minneapolis.
Let's go there then.
I don't know, that mall, I get anxious in that mall.
Mall of America?
It's massive. Like, I like it, but it's so big, I feel like I'm not going to be able to see it all.
Is that the one that has a roller coaster in it?
They have a whole theme
Yeah.
park in there.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Highly overrated.
The roller coaster or the mall?
The mall.
Yeah, I think it is the biggest mall in America, maybe the world. However, the theme park's a little dated, and it was the greatest mall ever 10 years ago. So I think it's still the biggest. But yeah, maybe a little bit. If you're going expecting some, AI shopping experience where you get on a treadmill, it takes you and tells you what you want, that's definitely not it. Madison, Wisconsin's at number 2. Irvine, California, Boulder, Colorado, and Portland, Oregon at 4 and 5. I feel like Boulder and Portland, we know why that's laid back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Got an idea.
You know what I mean? I know why. All right, back in a second. there's a Facebook group, and Janice McKinney is a member of the group, but it's about her daughter who disappeared in 1985, and the whole Facebook group is called Memories of Cherry Mahan. Now, again, her mom is a member of that group. Probably was one of the people who started it. There's somebody who popped up in the group, and it's like, I'm her. I know I disappeared 39 years ago, but I'm her.
What?
I don't know if I believe it.
How
It's the fourth person, too, to come out and say that they're her, which is also weird. People claiming to be this girl.
That's not funny.
No, it's not funny at all. It's somebody looking for attention, right? And it could be somebody who's sad and just needs any sort of attention, acknowledgement. So this person popped up in the group and claims to be Cherry. She was the first person ever featured on the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children's Have You Seen Me campaign. She was last seen getting off her school bus in Pennsylvania February 22nd, 1985. $5,000 cash reward still remains available. Let's say you are her and you come back. Do you get the $5,000 if you turn yourself in?
No,
I'm her.
I don't think so.
Good question.
Yeah, I'm her, and there's $5,000, and that's what makes you come out. You're like, man, I sure would like to pay the bills. I've been on the run, or like I changed my identity. I sure would like $5,000. Do you get the money?
That is a good question, but I think the answer is no.
I think if you pushed, you probably would get the money.
Because like if there's a reward to turn in somebody that's done something bad, like if you know who stole this, or if you show up and be like, I stole it, do you get the?
But you go to jail. That's a crime.
Okay.
This isn't really a crime. Or I would say I go to my buddy and be like, hey, go say I'm the person, and I'll give you 10%.
Oh, that's nice.
Maybe that's why people have claimed.
For $5,000 though, that's awfully mean.
Who's paying that? Her parents though? Like who pays the $5,000?
Probably. I'm sure it's a personal friend or group or church or something.
And does it get interest because it's been sitting around for how many years?
It hasn't been sitting around. It's somebody saying they will pay it if it happens.
Oh, got it.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they didn't put it.
Interest.
Yeah.
Like, did they put it in an account? Is what I'm saying. So it grew. So now it could be.
Like when you buy a house and you put it in that account or escrow.
That's
the
what
money,
it's called.
The money just stays over there until it's done. I think about my funeral sometimes.
That's weird.
Not really. I think about. I want everybody to be really sad.
Wow. Okay.
Like next level. And not so much because they're sad, but because I want to have meant so much that they can't even like function. You got to pick people up off the floor.
We're all
like
weeping.
people are weeping in tears. Like, that's what I'm looking forward to.
That's
right?
the part of
I
the
need
funeral
all
you
of you
think about?
Yeah.
And you're looking forward to this?
Well, because I want to have made such an impact that people can't even. I want everybody thinking, I don't think I can go on without them.
Huh.
I want the whole funeral to be like, everybody's like talking about it. I don't think we can go on. We should.
Okay.
But I don't want them to. I just want them to think about it because they're so sad, right? So that's my version of like a perfect funeral for me.
Okay.
I also am reading this mom who, her husband, so she's a mom, they have kids, and her husband died, and the husband told the kids and the mom that he wanted a funeral
Oh yeah.
instead of a funeral, like a fun funeral.
Oh, yeah.
I would hate that.
A celebration.
If I were watching from a cloud and I saw everybody having fun when I was dead, I'd be so mad. I would haunt a few of you guys. I'd pick you randomly, but I'd haunt you. I'm like, oh, like the cotton candy machine?
But we're not celebrating that you're dead. We're celebrating that you.
I get it, but I need you to be so sad.
that you lived a good life
Exactly.
and now
You can't
you're
even
no longer
function.
in pain and you're in heaven.
Why was I in pain?
I'm just assuming you
we
died
don't know,
of a
dude.
painful disease or something.
We don't know. Could be.
Death, I would assume nobody's like, my death wasn't.
She thinks by fire.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, we
Wow.
skinned you alive. What? Katie Young's husband passed away from a stroke on May 17th. She decided against a traditional funeral. She hosted a funeral, spelled the same way, but fun as
Yeah.
capital letters.
Yeah.
And so they had a bouncy castle, arts and crafts, and his favorite foods. She wanted the kids to have happy memories. Yeah, no, be sad for me.
I think you,
Be really sad.
So who's speaking? Do you want us to speak? Like, do you want us?
Whoever speaks, I want them to not be able to contain it.
Oh.
And they're crying so much that they cannot even say a word.
So,
And it's like in that movie, Stand By Me, where they all start puking.
Yeah.
They're doing that pie eating contest, and one pukes and it's everybody's just like crying so hard. They all start puking.
Oh. Crying and puking.
That's what I want.
Okay.
wow.
But it's not the funeral. It's because I meant so much because of my time alive. See, that's what I'm looking forward to. There's a Boba Fett doll that sold for $525,000.
Dang.
It is the most expensive, valuable vintage toy. It was sold at the auction for $525,000. It was supposedly a choking hazard, so it never was released to the public. There are only two that were made. Who paid $500,000 for a Star Wars toy?
I have no idea.
And I get it; things are collectible and valuable.
Of course,
but you've
you get
also,
it.
yeah. But you've also got to be a fan.
Everyone's a fan of Star Wars.
I watched
No.
one of them, and
like
I
a
was
newer
like,
one or
I-
older
I-
one?
Older.
I'm also not a fan.
yeah.
What's
And
wrong
I'm
with you
not
guys?
against like
Yeah.
and fantasy, and I'm not against that because I like Lord of the Ring. No, I like that was stupid. I like Game of Thrones. I get them confused a little bit. I did watch every Lord of the Rings though, all back to back during the Christmas one time, and I was like, I'd give it a 4.5 out of 10. I didn't hate it. I didn't come away going, that's for nerds. I do a lot of really nerdy things. Not my thing, but I do like Game of Thrones a lot. So I'm not a hater, but I didn't like Star Wars that much.
Do you know who Boba Fett is?
I think Boba Fett's that fat blob thing.
Nope.
That looks like Grimace from McDonald's.
It's not him.
Really?
Oh, it's not?
That's Jabba the Hutt.
That's Jabba the Hutt?
Uh-huh.
What does Boba Fett do?
I thought Boba Fett would just be
Boba.
fat.
No. Boba Fett's a bounty hunter. He wears like a blue kind of like a. He was the Mandalorian. Like that's the same kind of look.
I don't know what that is.
You didn't see the Mandalorian?
Is that the thing in all white with the helmet?
Yeah.
No,
Morgan.
that's a stormtrooper.
Got it.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God,
Yeah.
boy, forget it. We're done.
I'm not
Mandalorian
making
is all
fun of you.
silver.
Show me Boba Fett in a picture.
Yeah, pull it up,
I'll
Mike.
play this. Gizmodo is the source of that. $500,000. What do you play with it once and put it back in? All right, Luke Combs now. Bobby Bones Show. Wrote a book about adult bullying, and the whole reason we booked him is because there's somebody in the studio that adult bullies. So,
Who?
exactly. So we'll talk to him coming up. Also, if you guys want to call us, 877-77-BOBBY. That's our phone number, 877-77-BOBBY. And go subscribe to the podcast. Just search for The Bobby Bones Show wherever you podcast. Subscribe if you can. If you write a comment, that changes our day. Angel gets swings. If you write a nice comment. All right, thank you, guys.